creating this evil that I see, and I want to sound that alarm, not to cause alarm, but got to be girded in your service. You said don't partake, rebuke the light, show them to the way. So got to get something done today, but I got some more time. I need this wood to dry out here at the ministry. It's been raining out here. I'll get something done, but got to get some more work done here for Father. I need to be girded in His service, and not again to cause alarm, but to sound the alarm. There's military kidnapping people. Obviously, they're involved now too. They got the ISIS. Some people are supporting this. That one of that newscaster said, I seen I don't know which channel it was or whatever. I don't watch that stuff, but I saw a blog where they said that if they're poor and resist, kill them. That's insane. So involuntary detainment of U.S. not foreigners. They started with the foreigners. Now it's poor and U.S. and disability have a mental disability. So now you have to get thrown in jail if you have a disability. This is getting quite hard to watch. So I don't know. Time to get the flock out of Dodge, but I'll get there myself on my own journey. But until I can get out of this situation myself that I've been kind of enslaved, that's more of whatever. It is what it is. I'll find my way to the exits when I can. So most people won't. I know that they're already enslaved by debt. So that's what keeps most people where they're at. But pretty amazing. You can take the American money out of this country and live a lot better life. And I'm not saying that everybody has to leave, but I don't know. They've got military on how many states? So 20 plus states there's military, and people say there's nothing going on. And then there's masked men with no right of due process, just kidnapping people, throwing them in vans and throwing them into cages. We don't even know where these people are going. And any one of us, they could say something's wrong with you, and now you're going in a van. I mean, this has gotten beyond, and nobody's talking about it. So somebody's got to report on it. That's going to be me. I've done it. I've been sounding the alarm that this is going to happen for a long time. Executive orders 923 to 100, 923 orders that were passed by the 44th regime, and how it was going to lead to where we're at now. And so prognosko is a Greek word to have foreknowledge. I'm not a prophet, but again, I've studied this, so nobody's talking about it. This is beyond being foreign, and I don't care about a piece of paper. Now it's what if you don't have your papers, if you can't prove that you're from here, or maybe you just can't prove that you're crazy. Maybe they just say that you are. Now you got to get in a van. So very dangerous time. To be here, and you kind of piss somebody off in high school, and they could just come with 5 dudes, go get you can buy that stuff off Amazon. The right of due process, you have your 5th Amendment right of Miranda. They kind of cost your body without warrant. They have to show probable cause. That's all the violation of your right of due process. Your 4th and 5th Amendment violations. Well, those are all civil rights. You don't have to have citizenship to have those rights when you're in these borders. People have lost their mind on what is happening here, and this is and people are just supporting it. Like I said, that newscaster today said they should just kill them. Not foreigners, people here because they're too poor or something's wrong, they have a mental disability. That's kind of alarming, don't you think? So nobody cares in America, but doesn't mean it's not happening. And it's going to get a lot worse because there are people who support this, and they think that's the right thing to do. And they've already been doing this for a while, taking people off the streets, homeless and poor people, but not by executive order in this fashion. But I already told you it was going to happen. 10 or 11 years on YouTube, I put a video out exactly about what's happening now. And it's not going to stop, because remember the Waltons during World War II and did the, detainment, involuntary detention, detainment, confinement, whatever you want to call it. I'm a military police in the Army. I know they're prisoners of war. So this is war. They brought war to the streets of America. People don't want to stand up for their rights, and so they brought the war to America. And so too late. All the Trojan horses are here, and There's horses, not just one this time. Remember, the riders of Revelation, that's where we're at now, too. The rider of the red horse. So men will kill men. We're here. This is it. It's what you see. So you better get strapped in. Sorrows is what's ahead. Not great again, or not better, or not peace. That's all false teaching. And so it's not the end, but the beginning of sorrows. So it's going to get a lot worse if you know the scripture, but most people don't. They fall under a spell of religion or something. Cast their spells, whatever their isms. Catholicism, that's Satanism. That's the deadly head wound that was healed by Constantine, that they outlawed. Paganism, that's Satan, the mass says the eating of flesh. Vampirism and cannibalism. Catholics eat crackers and grape juice. Drink this blood. This is my, my blood, my body. That's the ritual of the mass save. The Catholicism is Satanism, and the communion, the Christians, they follow the insanity, isms, insanity, Christianity, Catholicism, Mormonism, Calvinism, all of religions, watered down. It's what religion does to people. Remember in the book it says watered down, drinking the milk, not watered down, eat of the meat, like in Malachi. Give a man, if you find them tied to a man. So only tie the ass here is put actually something that's worth, time, worth somebody's time. It's happening. Nobody wants to talk about these things. And you're not going to change what's written, but you're not supposed to be quiet. Remember, it says in David's writings in Psalm, the only thing it takes for evil to flourish is for good men to stand around. Good men or women who are equally yoked under this covenant and do nothing. So that's what happens when you don't do anything. Evil sits there and it's abundant, and Father created it. Isaiah 45:7. So he does a pretty good job of creating evil. Guess what? It's going to get a lot worse. So there's no ease, peace, and prosperity. That's antichrist. Accept, peace, prosperity, believe is not an act. Oh, it's an action word. So I got to get up off your butt and do something about it. Speak up. Do not partake in unfruitful works of darkness. You'll know them by their fruit. Children of darkness, right? Do not judge them by their cover. You'll know them by their fruit. Yeah. Do not partake in unfruitful works of darkness. Do not sup with vipers. Do not cast your pearls before swine. We're not supposed to rub off on you. So don't. A little bit of leaven leavens the whole lump. So make sure that this evil is abundant, and Father created it. So you're not going to change it. You can point it out, though. You cannot partake in it, though, right? Most people, they want it. They love it. They love the beast. They want to marry it and sup with it and fornicate with it. But that's why you divorced it already. Remember the beast system? The Babylonian, the mystery Babylonian system is abound now. It's a spiritual beast, too, but these fall for the physical, and it's not physical. All the physical rituals were blotted out. Handwriting ordinances, all those things, all the laws of flesh. Remember, his bride are destined and chosen. They were already chosen from the foundation before this ever created. Like he knew Esau, right? He hated him before he was ever born. He loved Jacob, remember? The man Jacob had a family, 12 houses, right, of Israel. And he so loved Jacob, and he called him Israel, right? Well, before they were born. Prognosko, to have foreknowledge of. That's what it means. So this all being created? No, that's already written. People can't get over that. They think there's free will. No free will, no luck, no chance, no being saved. You have to endure to the end, die to be saved, and then redeemed to be picked up. You were a purchased possession, chosen. Means already bought. You ever studied the word redemption? You might get a concordance. Study one word at a time. Book might start making a little bit more sense. Not book. I mean, they call that Bible. It's the word book, but it wasn't written on paper. Remember, not till Constantine. That's what I'm saying. This is the deadly head wound that was healed. Religion, all these isms. He said, "And dwell in temples made by hands." That's why it was such a threat. The gospel, such a threat to the Pharisees of the time, and it is still today. People want to celebrate. We're not supposed to celebrate even one day. Nope. They want to, though. They like to tell lies to, and tell you it's okay because God knows what's in their heart. So it says the heart's continuously filled with wickedness. You always can tell when somebody's never supped with the word. Remember, he said, don't sup with vipers. Remember, I can't sin. I was a snake before you let me in, right? Then he let Joe Biden. But never mind. It's not about that, right? We don't fall for the left or right paradigm. It's not about blood. Remember, wrestle not against flesh and blood. Catholics, drink this blood, eat my body, drink my blood. Vampirism, cannibalism, Satanism, Catholicism, Christianity. They follow the communion. They do all that. The Papa Pope, he says, call no man father, call no man reverend. I'm not reverend, I'm revelation. There's a difference. Apocalypse, revelation, the same. Reverend, that's like Father, Most High. There's sovereign. There's no such thing as sovereign. Father's sovereign. Here, the scratch only applies to one thing, and that's the Hokadesh, spirit, aletheia, truth, ghost. That's the word. How about Ruach Hokadesh, the Holy Ghost? Not like Ghostbusters. Bust your balls in here. Start talking about gods in the sky, and you're spinning on a ball planet. We're a little particular about the word, and here he is the word, correct? He is the word in flesh. So, imagine that. So we get a little particular about the definition of the words that come out of this, or they're spoken into the ministry, because we don't sup with vipers, remember? Cast your pearls before swine. Show to the door if you can't be in the narrow way. There's the broad way that leads to the pizza gate. What's that? Cosmic pizza, whatever. All that PDF file went on here. None of that in here. Okay, whatever you think, man. Cool, whatever you think, man. Life on Mars. Here we go. This guy's a stinky muskrat. Go hang out with Elon Musk, okay? The water will not cleave with the iron. The iron will not cleave with the watery clay. Okay, Brucifer, there's no such word as Lucifer. Just so you know that. That's not a word that exists. That's like the Easter Bunny. That's not a scriptural biblical word. Even these dumbasses that believe in a word called Bible. It's not a Bible. It's written on stone. So I don't know what you've been smoking. You can take your little, what have you been chewing on, that electric dragon dick or something, smoking your embalming fluid. Now you're like some kind of zombie, or maybe you're smoking on that little glass rose. So you can get out here like a drug pusher, already tell, with your Brucifer or whatever the hell that is. Brucifer, yeah. There's no such thing as Lucifer. You're an idiot. Never written in scripture one time. So get out here, Easter Bunny. April Fools. The New Year's does not start in the middle of the winter. It's not 2025. Get out of here. Not on a ball. Planet, go. You have no chances in here. Kiss ass. Ass is somebody you can't learn. You ain't kissing my ass. The word nice means be stupid. Obviously, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, goodbye. With your name, Brucifer. There's no such thing as Lucifer, brothers, sisters. That's as real as the Easter Bunny. Let me get this idiot out of here. Nobody will even pick up the word or read any words. I don't care what people. This word, he is the word. That's all. Remember, just don't worry about the vipers, right? That's it. Upsets people. They don't. They want to think. They want to. There's a whole Luciferian generation. Oh, I'm a Lucifer. There's not a word that doesn't exist. That's as real as. Let me guess now. Anakin Skywalker had a threesome with Chewbacca, and now they had Wookiee with an Ewok. Now we got big feet, right? So we got big feet too, right? Lucifer's hanging out with big feet. Maybe he's just shaved down Bigfoot. Maybe that's what Lucifer is. Oh, he's a Yeti. He's an albino big feet. Whoa, he's bright like the light. He's an albino Bigfoot. It don't matter to me. Remember, mind over matter. I've been to the Matterhorn, Disney, vault. Remember, stood in line. The abominable snowman, whatever. I've heard enough already. You can take your Chewbacca head Wookiee with an Ewok and leave your threesome, whatever, out, Anakin Skywalker, out of this. I don't want to hear your big feet. Take your 2 big feet and pound them out of here, Lucifer. It's not a word. It doesn't exist. It's nothing. It was written later in text, but it never existed in the original text. What the hell is wrong with these people? I don't know. They have no knowledge. That's what hell is. Hell's not a place. Hell is no knowledge. Oh, hell's a space. No, hell's not a space. Oh, it's an empty space in your cranium, your noggin. Your hello sky is gonna roll back like a cuckoo scroll. Never mind. Pay attention to the man behind the curtain. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Toto. We're not in the age of deception anymore. Remember, the veil's been pulled back. So welcome to Revelation. Anyways, moving on. No such thing as Brucifer. That's a pretty stupid name, isn't it? That's about as silly as Lucifer. A whole generation think there's something called Lucifer. Oh, this is Lucifer. There's no such word as Lucifer. It was added later, so there is no. You start adding to the word, you're a Satanist, or Antichrist, not the Antichrist or Satan. If you add a jot, you're either with Christ or Antichrist. You add a jot, then you were in the opposition of what he says. That's the adversary. That's Satan. That is the word adversary. But nobody will define anything. So don't worry. Go ahead and slip up one word out of here and we'll set you straight. Imagine that. So, who got kidnapped? How about all the people that get thrown in rape cages for victimless crimes? How about that for kidnappings? You must be an American. Pretty good plants. What are you planting? Botany. I don't know. This guy's got going over here. I'm a farmer. I raise all kinds of things. I'm a deep down in the earth where we put me ganja. Oh, never mind. Do a little of that in the backyard too. But anyways, it's legal in the state. Don't worry about legal. I don't go by that. I'm not under the law, remember? Why do you have 4 nice, beautiful ladies? Beautiful ladies out in the yard get laid every day. Get golden butt nuggets. But anyways, what are you planting? Tulips up, tulips down. Who are you smoking on whose pole? They're pretty good plants. Are you a pole smoker? You got a stick in there, right? Keep it stood up, right? Remember, like Jeremiah 10. Oh, who got kidnapped? How about all these people enslaved by debt? An invisible cage around them. An inflation creation machine. Where are you from, America? You one of those Americans? I've been asking Father. He put the crowns, because we did the crown things, the crown ritual. But I'm asking him to put, Father, please somehow make these idiots put American flags next to people from America. You got to put one next to me until I get out of here, right? That's where my IP address is from, right? So you can see who says what. We'll know who's saying what. You'll see the people who say this. Well, they have a First Amendment right, man. Congress shall establish no law prohibiting the exercise of free speech. There's no freedom. That's all long gone, right? Freedom. Well, how come there's more people locked up in America than all the other countries combined? That's not a free state. How about, remember the inflation creation machine? Encaged, enslaved by debt, kidnapped. Who's kidnapped? Oh, how about the constitutional republic has been turned into a corporation? It's kidnapped too. How about dollars? It's supposed to be gold and silver. Are you an American? American. You might probably American. See what I'm saying? If they put this next to you, see the people who say actually probably the stupidest things in the world are probably Americans because they have a First Amendment right to, correct? Boom. Shakalaka. How you like that? I'm just saying, you'll know them by their fruit. He says, do not judge them by their cover, Brucifer. That one I might have to a little bit, but give them 2 times and then show them to the door. That's what he said. You can't turn a goat into a sheep. Oh, I'm the greatest of all time. Not greatest. Greatest again. MAGA, that's the high priest of the Satan church. Make great. No, it says sorrows. We're in the book of sorrows, right? Well, they're at that time. We're in Revelation, so we're in sorrows. That doesn't mean that it's going to get great. That peace, that's high priest of the Satan church, MAGA, those who say peace and safety, sudden destruction will come upon who, remember? And then they say Trump 2028. That is the 2 scariest words I think I've heard in a long time, other than officer safety. Those are the 2 stupidest words ever. But anyways, I can come up with those. We won't add marrying truth to a lie, but let's not do it. As is above, so is below. Careful. The duality, the Gemini. So you have a forked tongue. That's why people try to tell me that, but that's okay. I'm a Scorpizzo. They got the fork like this, and then all of a sudden, bam! Watch it. Kind of. No, not like Mr. Warp Speed. He wants you to stand in line and get the sticker. So don't get distracted. Come on, look over here. Look over here. The Scorpizzo. That's the strongest of the celestial form of Mark was all the Magi. Well, not I as a Magi, but just telling you. So you know. Now you know. It's like going back in time, like 2 witnesses, back and forth, back to the future, back in time. Gotta get back in time. Okay, so where are we at? Back to the future. What were we talking about? Moving on. Sleight of hand. Careful. That's right. They do their magic. The Magi, the magicians. Careful. Good stuff, Scott. Caught that one. Scott got that one. All right. So careful. They do that red team, blue team on you. And then they do all this behind the kitty thing, and they're proper people eaters. You mix red and blue, you get what? Can't keep it in the pants, keep it in the family kind of, Charlie's got us surrounded, Captain Kirk, and all that nonsense they're doing with the people. You saw all this information that's coming out about this. His wife saying he's still here, baby. He's doing all this. They're just ritualing everybody, 33, mama, all their, well, whatever. It's flipping on its side. You must be esteemed as the potter's clay turn their works upside down. There we go, another Gemini. Duality, black and white, black and yellow, stealing you. All right, they got you watching the pigskin, the football, moving the goalpost on you, right? 2 consecutive negative earnings of GDP. That's a recession. Nope, it's the employment numbers. Watch out, they'll move on you. So remember, employment. You know anything about stagflation? Never mind. You know anything about inflation? We're going to raise the roof up on here, right? How about the debt ceiling? Never mind. How about $1 trillion every 100 days? A nation enslaved by debt. Who's getting kidnapped in here? Oh, the American Americans. I can't, but as soon as I can get out of here, I'll see you. Adios. Maria, Maria. Oh, hey guys, listen, I want you to go. I need you to remember that. Go right now and listen to, if you like music. I like music as just like a time machine. Remember, I'm Back to the Future. Well, you can't tell me that you didn't remember that first time that you might have met your wife or your husband or whatever, you're in, or maybe that, no, that song or what, yeah, take you back in time, huh? So don't tell me that music ain't a time machine. So, you know what I mean? It is. It'll capture you, take you back in time or back to the future, right? Oh yeah, crying your eyes out again, aren't you? So never mind. I'm moving on. Moving on up. I might do the Fergusons up in here, right? Oh, it's not the Fergusons. That was Fergie Ferg. That's what I was thinking. I got mixed up with it wasn't the. Oh man, I got to go back in time here, and I'll be Back to the Future in a minute. Hold on. So you guys remember what I'm talking about? Oh, it was Sanford and Son. There we go. Ferguson's Son, Sanford and Son. My bad. My computer got jammed. I had a 404 error in there. So it's all right. I have a Rolodex with, it's back in time. Remember, I got paper clips and what were they called? Those the 3N tablets, the sticky tabs, whatever, what to talk about. I got notes, took notes. Don't worry about it. I can go back right to the future. Here we are. So, anyways, moving on. Up to the we're gonna raise the roof up in here. So what's up? Write a book. I know I should write a book, but I don't have time. My son said they're gonna write a book about me, but I don't know where he's at. Well, I do. That's the hard part. So, but anyways, so let's talk about that. I need to move on up to another. And anyways, out. See you, Maria. That's when we go Back to the Future. Like I was telling you, didn't think I took notes. What I was, Maria, I was trying to tell you something. Then you said something, and then Back to the Future. Here we are. So go listen to this song. It's a cover by The Religion. Yeah, all that for just that. You ain't been here before, have you? People think something's wrong with me. This guy's on drugs. The government pushes more drugs on anybody. So remember, stand in line, get a sticker, $2.2 trillion. The number one drug dealer is Donald John. Imagine that. Look over here. Don't look over here. Red team, blue team. Remember? He said, I was a snake before you let me in, and then he let Joe Biden. Slide ahead, huh? And they still did the purple people eaters too. Mix red and blue. What do you get? Kitty fuckers. Can't keep it in the pants, keep kind of family kind of people. Red and blue, mix what? Purple, mollusk. Anything about a mollusk? Tell me what you know about that, purple. Anybody know about the color purple? We'll take a pause, and then we'll go back to Maria. Oh, wait, the Religion. You should look at that, and then I'll go Back to the Future. Now I'm going back in time. So, you know anything about mollusks? About the color purple? Not Purple Rain. The artist or Prince. 99. You know anything about the color purple? Purple color? Because God. Okay, purple. It's royalty. It's color for purple because you guys got all these purple crowns. And you must be esteemed as the potter's clay. Hold on, guys. See, I'm in a cabin. We're still holding up a little chilly in here. This whole body of mine can't take it. Got tear gas. I got to get out of this cabin. That's why I got to get out of America. They already blasted me in the face with a hand grenade. A concussion grenade. My son and daughter and me tear gas. I apologize. I've been leaking hemorrhage for 6 months. My face with blood, but I'll get her together here. Hold on. He made me a soldier. And if I die here on the battlefield, I hope that Father will bless me and reincarnate me, Shiloh, as a soldier so I can live to fight again. I'm talking about that with arms. So I like Constitution. I took a note to that. So, okay, anyways, Purple Rain, Maria, we're doing the mollusk. And remember, I got paper clips too. So I got a Rolodex. I upgrade, don't worry. Got the 5D chessboard. If this was chess, I would have made you flip the board over. This ain't checkers. Simple moves up here, jumping like, hopscotch Frogger. So Back to the Future, okay. John, you jumping jacks? You want to do some apple jacks or something? I don't eat cereal. Okay, so purple. Anybody else know about purple? Anybody else listen to the song Santana? You like that song? You like music? Well, you guys are slow. That's okay. I got a lag. I know my internet sucks, but that's okay. It's HD because we're not broadcasting on quality. I don't want a weaponized phone, but I'm in the desert. I don't want to be around anybody who wants to fight. So I'm a pacifist. Although I've been a veteran trained to kill, I don't want to. I want to get people to try to not do that. You've been on the channel, you know that. So, anyways, What happened here? Oh, hold on. We got another. Yeah, you got shit back. No, I'm not a. Hey, Lawn Monkey, are you still in here, man? I can take notes. I got 2 questions on the board. Nobody's answered, and we'll see if we can move on because I don't know if any like music or know anything about the color purple. Purple rain. Maybe I'm just lagging out. I know they, and I know that Diff, the god, the god, like little G God, that's a big G, like the OG. All right, put him on deck there. All right, we'll tell you about the color purple. I guess you'll just have to listen, and if we catch up or we're not lagging because we're in the matrix here, we slip the matrix in this channel. We're not childish, but in the darkness. So welcome to the light, through the birth canal, through the Pisces. No lag. All right, Elsa. So purple, Elsa. Do you remember we ever talked about purple? And Elsa, do you like do you like Santana, that song Maria? We did that to somebody. I remember we had a Maria. I sang that for just a second because I want you to listen to a cover, and we'll talk about the color purple, not Rain Prince, the artist. 1999. Purple's your favorite. Do you know anything about color purple, Elsa? Can I teach you about purple? Would you let me teach you about the color purple? Pastor will give you some scriptural base so you can understand. Okay, outstanding. Okay, well, hold that. Take a note. So we still got God in here who wanted to know about the color purple. And I'll tell you, I already told you, it comes from a mollusk, which is a very small, animal, species, like a filter feeder, like a clam or a mollusk, right? Smaller, obviously, and it has a very minute fraction amount of purple. That's how they make a sash, or um, whatever silk or whatever they would use that dye. Anybody who had they catch you wearing purple, you would die. You'd be, they knew you were not. It took a lot of, probably it'd take a 500,000, maybe 1,000,000 mollusks to make that purple, just that, scarf, or again. Okay, so whoa, where did that come from? The transgender Jesus with beast, man and woman, man. Hold on, man. Why got to throw that in the mix? All right, we do five. I told you this is made. I made you flip the boat over. But anyway, remember chess, checkers, whatever, Monopoly, Rubik's cube. Hey, now I get you twisted. Don't get it twisted in here. Pull off the stickers. But hold on, take it. Remember I told you to take them sticky tab notes. All right. All right, hey, listen. Purple, Elsa. The purple color was a royalty color, and only people who had obviously had a tremendous amount of money could afford, and that's where that color purple comes from. It's a thing throughout history that, again, you couldn't afford it. Only and if you were caught seen wearing that, they would know that you're not, they would stop you and start asking questions, and so not everybody got to wear purple, and obviously we have, the way dyes and things we have now, but that was a color only for royalty, and it came out of the again, out of the ocean, if you will. So that's where that color purple originated from. It was out of the sea. And again, it's a color that has been known that people who can't keep it in their pants keep it in the family, kind of people who still hold now 50% of this world's rock, about 10 families wealth, like to mix red and blue royalty, and they use the red and blue. They do it in Rome. It's a divide and conquer tactic, and they're really quite clever because they're wise as a serpent. They are the serpent, like Leviathan in the garden. So don't sup with vipers. Careful with that apple that you take. Don't the bite of the apple. I keep warning you about unfruitful works of darkness in here, but you can only remember you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You lead a person to knowledge, bis, bathos, busos, but you can't make them think. Knowledge. They just got to think for themselves. Father's going to either pull them to him or they're not. So anybody listen to that's purple, the color purple. It's pretty unique. A lot of people don't know where that color originates or why it's used, why royalty has used it for, but it originates from, obviously, it has an origin, and give you some BS, Purple Rain, some other whatever, water it down. I'm not gonna water it down. Give you the Alethea. So now you know about the color purple. Why are you lagging me out? YouTube, Jew to spitting snake oil, hollow tube venom needles. Welcome to the YouTube. Oof. All right. So anybody listen to Santana, the band Santana? And we won't talk about transgender. We won't talk about the transgender Jesus. Transit. How about transit? About he's talk about. Or you talk about being homeless, because I don't like that. That's a sore subject in a minute. I hate that people are just being kicked off the streets, being called, transit. Not that same kind of. But we're going to continue to rock that horn no matter what, because this is crazy. People just getting thrown in the streets for being poor, right? Well, they kind of are by the government, and then they get kidnapped for being poor because the government ones who, shipping all their money overseas and giving all the money to the government, like the $2.2 trillion greatest jab ever and warp speed. And then 500 billion for the 48-hour Roxanne. Remember that jab that I told you about? We did that, thanks. And we even have it was the white snake. In the still of the night, still of the night, still of the night. It was the other one we got the other day. Somebody gave a Rocky like a hurricane, gave me the scorpion. So I don't remember who gave me that. I think it was Iron Man, Ryan. You got to throw it into a Sting. Oh, there we go. Dude, I got the I get a Sting song in my head there. Hold on, I'm trying to pull. I got 3 or 4 songs in the jukebox, man. Don't rock the jukebox. Scott come in here and threw another quarter in the mix. Oh, thanks. Oh, good stuff, guys. Hey, man, I'm trying to make the best of this life. I ain't gonna be here forever. I'm glad I'm standing up to this beast and blowing the horn, not sitting there just letting my own, American. And I don't do this whole citizenship of the people. I love all people. I want to go see everybody all over this rock, but I mean, I took a note to the Constitution, just kidnapping people for being poor, guys. Come on, we police the world. We print $1 trillion every 100 days. That's disgusting. No wonder we're poor. Everything's our money. We ship it overseas and police everybody. We have 1,000 military bases over in all 180 countries. No wonder we're poor in America. We're enslaved by debt, and they put us in cages. And that newscaster said, kill poor people. If you refuse, if you don't go get their whatever help they want, because you're not like Charlie, Kirk, and you're a little right leaning, and then next thing you know, you're a little leaning to the left. I don't do that. Remember, it's nonsense. They're not here to help you, save you. All they're here done is mess everything up, inflate everything, screw everything up they put their hands on. The government is not here to help the people in any way, shape, and it was never designed to it was about checks and balances, judicial system, legislative system, executive system, House, Congress, Senate. It did not go through that judicial process through the, although the democratic voting process it's not, we are a constitution. No, we're not. We're a corporation. So anybody in this country, is being enslaved already. And if you get in trouble, they'll throw you in a cage and you'll pay for your own enslavement. The only thing that's protecting me now and keep me out of the cage is Father. They try to come in here and I got out of that cage a couple times. I don't want to go back. I really do. I just want to get out of America without any resistance. I'm nonviolent. I'm a pacifist. I don't want to fight anybody. I want to grow food and be a farmer and tied to the ministry. That's it. And then travel the world. Once that's set up, then I can truly retire and just share the gospel, because that's all I want to do. I don't care about anything else but the word. I don't want to own anything. I just want to share the word with my brethren, my brothers and sisters that are in the narrow way, and try to show those that are not to the light. That's it. That's all I have to do. I have no responsibility in this rock other than that. Possessions don't intrigue me. The earth doesn't. All these things from the dirt don't intrigue me. I mean, I could control myself later if I maybe met somebody to be with, but if I don't have to, totally happy by myself. So not looking for a loner wife or a loner girlfriend. Spend the rest of my life and just sharing the word. I'm married to the word. How about that? The word's my love. It's what I'm married to. So none of you are gonna break that. I'm not gonna break up what I have. I don't care. You're just some earthly spirit. Hogadash. Your flesh. I don't care. See, I don't want the flesh. I want death, but I can't wait until I die. Until after I die, I will be saved. I have to endure to the end to be saved. That's what he says. Sozo, carried, picked up, lifted from beginning point to an ending point. He'll heal. Whoever messes me over will get it straight, get it right. But that's all I want. So I can't do that until Father allows it. But I'm not going to go ahead and jump and do it anyway. He's like, I shave my beard. Whatever happens to me, the thing that hurt me most is my dogs. Done everything I can do for my son. I've done everything I can do for this country. I can still serve this country outside of this country. My son, on the other hand, if I stay in this country, I'm going to go look for him and get myself killed. And that's not a smart move. Best thing is when you got judges coming in from the county that your son is reported murder and they won't take a report, and then the state police won't take a report for your body's son murdered, missing, daughter's murdered. Maybe it's time to go. They already tried to murder you. You tell me you think I got a case? I just think I'd take this outside anywhere. Remember, I already called for witness protection, called for asylum. I think I have a case outside this country. So I'm going to run with it, not on the run. And whatever happens to me happens. I'm going to go, and already told you, I'm telling them. They already watch me. They'll know I'm going. If they want to come get me now. Don't waste my time. Like I said, I just paid, what, $20-some thousand for an attorney, and I haven't even gotten a call. It's like it didn't exist. Like it was all money just thrown. And I'm hoping it's no news is good news. We'll see. I don't want to doubt John. He's a very good attorney and he knows what he's doing. But here I am 1 week away next week, and I have that court date, and no preparing, no nothing. And I'm not saying he doesn't know what he's doing. If he needs something, I know he'll call me. But man, Father sure makes this a tough, exit as they keep locking down more countries, countries, states, with military. And you might think it's not locked down, but yeah, it is. Once they bring that military and you're done in that state. Not when they do, it's just your one lights out, EMP, solar flare, terrorist attack, some kind of event from them putting this country in full lockdown. I mean, you think mask and plexiglass and you can't move about that. We're talking again, Afghanistan, Kuwait, Iraq, Fallujah, these type military checkpoints on the streets of this country, because they've rolled in it's all there. They've already put it in front of everybody's face. Put 700 hardened, Marines, Semper Fi, huh. they're head up ass, but that's a military thing. Never mind. But they don't care. They're tip of the spear. They're there to be the grunt, and they do what they're told. And I've already tried to tell people too. If you notice during these events, like in California, these soldiers didn't protect the people. They stood against the people and protected the government buildings. They're there to protect the government, not you. You're an idiot. You already missed the boat. I don't see people that get that. I'm a veteran. I see the mission. I'm not stupid. I've been on that. Boots been on that. I've been a military police in the Army, so I kind of have an understanding what's going on here. They're not there to protect you. Notice they weren't there with the people. They were there protecting the government. Were they not? Anybody disagree? Let's move on with this conversation. I can't sit here and just watch this country be enslaved to me, be in here and not try to squeeze out the exit, if especially too, like I said, I have a passport, no record. And, so what? They got pending charges. It's been 16 months and not one time has this case ever been opened up, investigated. See, I still hadn't had anybody called, and I paid an attorney a lot of money. Could have taken that, retired for the rest of my life in Ecuador. Could have went down with Sister Elsa, but I don't want to do that to her. See, that's what I'm saying. I like to go down and be with Sister Elsa. How the hell am I going to go on the road if I got charges, guys? See what I'm saying? Father's got me in such a hard position right now. That's what I'm saying. I'm getting split every day. I want to go because of my instincts. I don't want to leave because if I leave, I'm leaving my son, who's where I know where his body's laying. Just because I can't get the police to go look at find his either murder or missing body and my daughter's missing body, I can't. I go up there, I'm going to get killed. I've uncovered some gold mines, strip mines. I'm not stupid. I know what's going on up there. I've already pointed out the evidence. I've been a law enforcement officer. I've been a traffic crash reconstruction. I've been through the Highway Patrol Academy. certified. My mind was certified at a young age to put things together backwards. It's just the way I am. That's why I go back and forth to the future with you guys like that. It's just the way my father made me, and I don't want to be this anymore. I just want to just be spirit and not care about anything but the word. I don't care about anything else. I don't really care. I mean, I love my son, and I don't take it that he hates me and doesn't ever want to talk to me. When he was going to move here, they were moving here, moving out of their place, bringing things here. We're buying, getting equipment, and he was picking out property that I have of the 40, 50 acres. So it's all in Father's hands. I can't do anything, but he says, "Come out of my people." People can't leave America. I feel so bad just to leave because people can't leave. There's no way they can, but I still maybe can, and that's how much faith I have in Father. I would do it if I didn't have my dogs. If I didn't have my dogs, I'd be gone. I would. My dogs struggle without me, so I'm taking my dogs, and if something happens to them, then Father wants them to struggle because they already have because of what's gone on. So I put all faith. I know Father creates all things. There's nothing that is happening by chance, no free will, no luck. It just is what it is. I got to deal with it. And reacting in a negative way toward, like in a physical way to them, is only going to give them a chance to put me in a cage. And I can't look for my son or help him if, no matter if he's missing or dead, so it is what it is. I am strong enough in conviction in my faith that Father has my son dead and he's not suffering, then good. He doesn't have to see what's coming. He knows. He knows. I told him from the time I got, custody after being his, you know, taking a long battle to try to get him in a good position. That hey, look, I'm just your dad. I ain't your father. The Most High, Yahweh Bahim Hamashiach, the Most High is our Father. I'm just your dad. I ain't gonna be here to hold your hand after you die, young man. You better figure it out now. Now you're with dad. Now you're not with Father. You better get this life prepared. And you know that already. I've already been telling you, but just don't get comfortable now that you're with dad. Doesn't change anything. This is going to be a difficult path till we die. So just the way it is. He saw it. He witnessed it. So if he's gone and if he's suffering right now, that's what I know. He has a lot of faith. It's what kept him alive. The last words I said to my son, because I talked to him before the SWAT team and raided the house, is talk to him about, let him use you, son. Let him, like the thief that hung, next to to Christ, Shiloh, the one that we love, our Father, the Word in flesh. He took that thief, that witness, and at that last moment, you will be with my Father, right? The Most High. So we kind of let him use us, man. We both wind up in prison. Don't not resist these people. They will shoot you, son. They're after dad, and they are coming after you, and you know that. And I'm sorry you had to come here, and I kind of kept you here. No surrender team. But remember, we're having a stand up, not a standoff. There's no guns here. That's why you're here. Just put your hands up. Don't do anything, son. Remember the thief on the cross, no matter what. Okay, dad, I understand, because he loves the word. And he called me, and you could see it on the SWAT raid because I live streamed the whole, dad, I don't want to go to prison, with his wife in there after already being now grenaded. I didn't know that they SWAT team and grenade. That's how they came in and grenaded the both of them. That's okay. But anyways, it's all Father's will be done. So, I don't want to go to prison, Dad. I don't want to go to prison. Son, remember what we talked about? The thief on the cross. Okay, Dad, I love you. Coming out with my hands up, and then, gets shot with his hands up. So it's Father who did that. Father made that guy shoot my son. Father made that guy grenade me to the face. Father made him grenade my son and daughter, and there's nothing I can do about it. Here I am 16 months later, nothing's happened. I've even been paid now. I went through 2 other attorneys that didn't do it, get threatened, all this stuff. If you follow it, it is quite the thing. But I might get out of here. I don't know. Just my dogs now. I don't care what happens to me. I don't want to feed the system by getting myself thrown into a jail cell. Then they can, make money off my body. And I hate the thought of that. They've already thrown me in jail a couple times just for trying to help my son. And that's crazy. No record. And they're going to throw me in jail, keep me in jail extra time, and do all these illegal acts and still get away with it. Father's will be done. Not mad at anybody. Thy kingdom come. That's return to Shiloh, the one I was talking about. I was telling you about my son. Hey, that's Father in flesh, So he knows. So if he's suffering, I don't buy this crap that my son doesn't care about me. I have such a crazy life that I don't even have a friend to tell me what is going on in his life if he was alive. He doesn't even really have friends like that. His girlfriend, his wife of many years, are old fashioned. He got in trouble, and with whatever, and I told you I stood up for him because he got in trouble, and then they tried to throw him in prison after he had done his probation 2 times. I mean, it's documented, and they will not look at the evidence. So I'm gonna try to, go, and I can't go going up to where I know his body's at. I'm gonna get myself killed. I mean, I do think again that there is a good chance that the law enforcement is involved in his disappearance because their stories don't add up. The state trooper's stories don't add up with his court date and court line. And I document all this stuff. I'm a prior law enforcement officer, and they know that too. It says it in their evidence. That's what's so crazy about the whole case. Is it's like it almost at times feels like I was shot that day because none of it. This has only gone backwards. Every day I've gone backwards and backwards and backwards and backwards and keep getting myself thrown in jail. And I've already been have about 5 years in this case where they started, messing with him back then because they don't like me. And I'm trying to document that. Not only, if I had some issues with the law enforcement, but then they started messing with him because they don't like me. They messed with him, and that's started 5 years ago. So it's been a long ride. It's not just something that's been 13 months, but it has been 13 months since last time I saw my son. He was, had his hands in the air, shot, but you know, it's just hard to live with when you know where he's at, and the cops won't go take a report and go look for him. And every time you report his body or your daughter's body, either whatever, missing or murdered, I can't file the report. So I can't help him in this country. Nobody's helping me. Nobody's stepped in. It's like I am possibly dead because you'd think that some organization would have stepped in by now from some agency saying, hey, this guy's a veteran. We've looked. He's got to do D214. He's shown it. He's all eyes. He got an honorable discharge. We need to help him. He said he don't need to get benefits. We need to look into that. This guy said he's a veteran. He don't get benefits. What the fuck? That's not possible. He never even been in the VA, and yet he has it on his license, his vehicle. It's, what the hell's up with that? No, not even a dad. Some organization, hey, some mom or dad, I was a single dad. How about single parents? Nobody's ever come in and stepped in and even looked for Elijah. Nobody will help for the looking for his body. And it's crazy. That's why I come here, because I don't have anywhere else and anybody else to talk to. I need to be doing these worldly things, but I don't even care anymore. It just doesn't matter to me. I love Father, the Word, so I serve this ministry before I serve anything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's been 16 months since I saw him last. I did see him after, and I know he's alive because remember I saw a little bit of his eyes through that little flap, but I can't see his body. Last time I seen him was like this, getting shot. You know, I got to put my faith in a system and report his dead body to the people that shot him. That's what a hard, cruel. I remember I had to call the cops on the people that I knew might shoot him again. And this has been such a, yeah, it's hard. So it's on Father. That's why nobody wants to help Elijah. It's because that's the way Father wants it. And if he did, somebody would step in, but not single agency looking for him. Not the FBI, not the CIA, not any federal agencies. And I called all of them. Now I can't report his missing body. I'm just out. I'm beyond. I'm ready to go. There's nothing here for me. There's just nothing here in this world for me anymore. All I love is the Word. I don't love anything else. So I don't even think I'm gonna get out of this country at this point. It's locking down so quick. But it's at least me knee jerking at the end to try to have some kind of life. Not just gonna lay there. I'm not that guy. Idle hands are the work of the devil. So once in motion stays in motion. So man, death would be so relieving, I tell you. But I won't do it. I'll keep going if I'm in this. Whatever has happened, whatever I'm at, I have all faith in Father. I'll never falter on that faith, ever, ever, ever. There's nothing to do with it. He can't take. My dogs. That's fuck. He already trashed them once, and like I said, last time I went to jail even for 3 days. Kevin said they were not in good shape after 3 days. They were not their bodies, but they just don't. You see, it's kind of weird. They're outside. They don't be outside anymore. Even on nice days, all they want to do is be right next to me. Dang, we never want to come inside this ever for years, all these years. Hell no. Once summer hit, he's outside. You gotta call him inside, and brag him inside once summertime hits. But all he wants to do is be inside with Dad. So I know they know something too. Um, so I'm okay. I'm just being stripped and ripped my head apart every day. My conviction tells me to get out of here because the instinct tells me they're locking the country down. Nobody wants to talk about people being kidnapped. They think it's a joke that people are $1 trillion every 100 days. It's not going to get worse. Oh, better. It's going to get worse. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't help. I'm not sorry for anything. I apologize. Just ugh, watching this, being a witness to this, my own, the people that are supposed to serve this nation that's now a corporation just stand around and let themselves be enslaved by debt, now just ripped off the streets. Nobody ever wants to talk about all those people in San Francisco that disappeared. They've been doing this for a while. Now they're doing it by executive order. They have all the lawful, no, it's not, but whatever to do it. That's crazy. Okay, we can just legally put you in jail now. They already had passed that during the NDAA during the Obama administration, where it was they have the ability to involuntary detain you without cause. And this was the National Defense Authorization Act put during the whole Boston bombing. They always do these events and then pass this legislation. Like 9/11, the most unpatriotic act ever. They passed the Patriot Act, right? Then the Boston bombing, the NDA, though, that allowed them to involuntary detain any person, like white venue, like they're doing now, without right of due process, without a trial, and involuntary detain you without even notifying your family, indefinitely detain you, indefinite detention. You know what that means? You're not coming up. Man, there's a fly in here. And I gotta get out of here. Oh, I hate flies. Get away from me, fly. Come over here, fly, so I can let you out or smash you. So now I'm even fighting the flesh because my body tells me don't sit there and do stupid earthly stuff, which I need to do to try to have some kind of income. If I could just get one building rented out before I leave here, my whole life would be changed down in Ecuador. Even if I could just get out of here, even if I just go to Mexico to start anywhere, just get the fuck out of America. This is not safe. I don't care what people think. I know the statistics speak for themselves. There's more people locked up in America than all these other countries combined. We used to be the largest creditor nation in 1973, and now we're the largest debtor nation. Again, $1 trillion every 100 days. Those 100 days are ticking off quick. That U.S. debt calculation, that ain't even nothing compared to Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, all the student debt. That's over 400 trillion plus all the derivatives. Unfunded liabilities, just like 3 quadrillion. We're talking about a debt that can never be paid, ever, 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 ever. I told you just 1 trillion. I could go to the moon and back 4 times, stacking dollars. We're talking about an unfathomable amount of money that will never be able to be paid back. So, and they're kicking people out for being too poor. So eventually, if you get taxed out, whatever, all this, you got to get out of this fucking country, man, if you can. And I'm not trying to cause alarm. I'm serious. There was times where I really said, the government won't do shit. Just worry about these unprepared people. Fuck it. That's the biggest thing you got to worry about. This government, since the whole stand on the X thing, is just like, yep, booster, booster, booster. We're going to keep boosting you, keep jabbing you, jab, 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 sticker, sticker, sticker. People just being no birthday next year, but people ain't talking about it. I mean, remember, it was just the fake Jews during World War II, and under this covenant, it's all flesh. That's why all flesh will be taken under this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's all flesh. Come on, fly, get away from me. I hate flies. They're necessary for death. They'll serve their purpose someday on this rock. Oh, man. Flying maggots. Flying maggots. I just don't like the sound. I mean, flies don't that much bother me. God, why are some make the sound and some don't? What's it that? Why did Father? Nobody's ever answered me. I've asked that question like 10 times. I've even asked you guys to look at that for me. Because no way, that fly just got right back up. Dude, some of these flies are macho flies. Oh, there's one on the... So, why do some flies make the buzz and some flies not? There's still one in here. Why do some buzz and some don't? Nope, it's the ones that buzz. I heard it go behind me. Let's go over towards the door. Maybe it'll fly over here towards the door. I got this awesome screen door that normally keeps them out, but I let the dogs in and out a couple times a day. I let the chickens in. I got one that's buzzing. I heard one buzzing. Some are stealths. They're ninja flies. All right, we got ninja flies as the first answer. All right, we got Bruce Lee flies. Bruce Lee. We got the stealth silent fly, like a thief in the night. Oh, we got the thief flies. Flies that you can't hear. There's only I hear it. I can't remember when I said this the first time on the internet. I said, hey, the other day, you guys, I swatted a fly and it sparked. What does that mean? So, they're in AA. I just don't know. I don't know if there's any, because you know me, I got to figure everything. There's got to be some scientific, answer to these things, and it's not always science, but I'm saying math or something. There is something. I'm sure there's something that makes some flies, buzz, and they're like, it's not always because they're big or a horse fly or, I'm saying, I'm just talking about your general, whatever you might, it sucks. You got to call them that, but like a house fly, fly that would fly into your house, I'm on a farm, so they have other kind of flies too, they have bot fly. You ever heard about that? Oh my gosh, dude. All right, I might have got him. Maybe not. All right, but I got this screen door at the front. It's a security screen door. Ghetto flies. Is that what they are? Ghetto, bass, ghetto. Maybe they got a boom box there. We can't see where. So yeah, that's all right. We got the ghetto flies. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what makes them butt bomb, 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 bomb. I like it when you about to go buzz. All right, hey, we're trying all theories. The scientific theory is always disputing the known. Maybe somebody will know, but we're trying to use the scientific method in here, man. You never know. So you know. So all right, maybe we got it. But anyways, I don't know why flies bug me. I'm really not bothered by noise too much. I can deal with all kinds of noise, but something about flies are just. Why do flies bug me? I just don't like them. They're maggots with wings. I guess that's what I don't like maggots. And then, all right, moving on. So enough about flies. But anyways, I got a security screen door that's at the front of this, at the cabin, and I put in here because if I'm out working, I don't mind flies. I don't like them to land on me, but it doesn't bother. But when I'm inside and I'm done, or if I'm not working outside, I want to have a place where there's no flies. So it's stupid. I don't like. Why am I all OCD about flies inside? I don't care when I'm outside, bugs or whatever, but when I'm inside, okay, I need a break from the flies. So I get one in the house, I get all weird. Oh, there's a fly. I got to get it out of here. And so the screen door works pretty good because a lot of the times they'll fly right up the screen door, and I can open the door, and the way it has, they'll fly and they fly out. They fly up and out. So works pretty good. As long as I too, most of the time because I have two doors, like if I don't shut that screen door and open it up because the door opens in, the flies will fly in, right? And sometimes, if they're out there or whatever, if they're against a screen door, well, just tap on that door. It's a screen door, it's metal. They'll buzz away, because I open the door, and then I can open the door. I have time if I don't just leave the door open and one to fly in. And I got a good system. I'm gonna keep all the flies out here pretty good. I don't know why I'm weird about that, but a lot of the times, like I said, I don't have to swat them. They'll fly over to the open window or door or whatever. And this screen door faces obviously the sun that way, and they go right up to the door and open it up, and they fly right out. And I really wish I could smash them but that's all right. They get to fly another day. They don't live that long anyway. So, what is it with flies? Good thing I'm not a horse. I just sitting there all day, just my tail and just go crazy. So, right. Anyways, but they are essential. I know that flies do eat death and decay, and they do serve a purpose on this rock. It's not like Father just created flies for no reason. So As much as I don't like them, they do serve a purpose on this rock. They're one of these, scavenger. They're so. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, hey, I was thinking of that the other day, Scott. I was sitting here walking with the fly swatter, and it's kind of crazy because I was remember when I was up in a water in a restaurant up in Washington, and and it was in it because in a restaurant they have a front door and sometimes the flies get in, and man, when you have a fly in a restaurant you're like, oh, this place, well, they can't help if a fly gets in the damn door. What I'm saying? People are so hard on restaurants, and your restaurant should be clean, but think about that. Just because you see a fly in a restaurant doesn't mean it's filthy or anything like that. I don't think people understand. So I remember I was up in the I remember I was up in there when I seen like somebody mastered, like what you talk about, master that. I was up in a restaurant, up in Washington, and it was an Asian. It was a buffet. It was like had that thing, and she was sitting there like this with it. She had it behind her. She didn't sit there with it in front of her. She had that thing behind her, and then she would wait, and she'd sit there, and say. So she'd be walking around, and she'd have. No, not bored selling. So you want to buy something? So, um, fathers will be dead. I should have landed a little while ago. Man. So if you're interested, I got a bunch of stuff for sale, but I don't care about money. So, but anyway, she's standing there, like it prayed rest is the military. If you pray, she has her hands behind her back. So she's standing there she only probably, and wham, that's just damn right out of the, you know, and then pick that thing up. And, so I remember the first time I see it's time to take a break. Keep doing this until I get out of here. Hell with it. I don't care. Doing it. Jimmy Crack Corn. So, anyways, thanks for sharing story. It made me think about that because the other day I was chasing a fly and had the fly swatter behind my hand. I don't know why I had it there, but it made me think of that. I was just whatever. I think the dog was right over there, and I had put it, to lean over from the dog and didn't have it in front of me. So it was a good one of those memories, and that's the first time I've ever seen anybody really, because I'd seen those electric fly swatters before, man, but she didn't miss. She boy swacked, like 2 times, and yeah, I know I know. Thank you. Thanks for telling me if I'm back. Just tell me if I'm back, okay? When I come back, tell me, okay, you're back, and I can hear you. So I know I break up if it happens. I'm out here in the desert, man. But thank you for telling me. The interruption, you got to let me know when I'm back. That's what you need to do. I can tell I have to I have to reconnect physically the stream to reconnect it, or it'll do itself. So once again, apologize for the HD. That's not for high definition. It's for the quality of the content, not the visual here. So hopefully 5x5 you can hear me, and so but that's all I need to know. Like I said, give me a maybe we should do that because it'll be a little more simple. I said matrix. It's like a combo thing. If you can hear me, you can say 5x5, so I know that you hear me. I'm saying that you can use that if you want to now. You moderators, when I'm back, because I know I get interrupted all the time, guys. Sometimes, I know it is. It's part of this. I wish I lived a little closer to town, but no, I don't. I don't. I'm glad I live where I live. So I appreciate it. That way, saying. And if I go out, like I said, it's not. You can let me know. Hey, you're breaking up. You're garbled or whatever. If I am back that way, because I'll talk to myself. I don't care. I'll do it anyways. Talk to the dogs. Talk to the walls. Talk to the whatever. Talk to Father all day. I pray with him and sup with him all day. So, thank you for coming in. I'm still struggling, guys, because they're throwing people in the streets too, and that's such another thing that's so hard for me as a person to have all this abundance. This beautiful. Let's go. We'll walk around the cabin for a minute. Go around in the other cabin. I mentioned I got to get up, and the wood's all wet, and I got to hang wood and on the ceiling, and it's gonna have to dry out. It's already extremely heavy, so all that wood we got dumped on out here. I mean, it poured on us hard, Yeah, thanks, clown. I apologize. You know, man, I can't do this whole in town thing. And hi, kids. You guys gonna have to stay here. Eventually, we'd have to put a fence up. I'm so far behind schedule. I got myself far behind schedule. I don't like when I get like this because I got so much responsibility out here that it's overwhelming. Every day is a big day. There's always no. I said you guys got to stay in here. No, stay in here. Why don't you guys listen to me? You need to listen. You're staying in here because you guys run away when you go over there. You go over there to Kevin's. The puppies want to. You can't go out. You stay over here. Stay. So stay. Get in there, Tongo. Get in there. Get in there. Thank you. Get in there, Pants. Pants, leave him alone, you knuckle butt. Pants, you're a crazy puppy dingo. Leave him alone. Quit harassing him. He's old. He's not a puppy. You see that? He's giving him a hard time. So stay in here for Dad. I'll be back. I'm just going over to the cabin for a minute. Go get some fresh air, man. Oh, what's going on here? I can't see nothing. Whoa, what happened to my stream? Oh, let's see how this was. Stop it, Pants. I knew you were going to do that right in my bad ear. No, you're fine. I'll get a fence. I should dig some fence posts today. Keep these guys over here because I'm going to have to eventually work over here no matter what if I have to stay. That's a lot of fence posts to dig. Probably about 50 fence posts, at least 100 or something. By hand. So it looks like it's drying out, man. I better get my butt to work. Try to get this ceiling put up there. Oh, it's gonna kill me. Did last time. No, it didn't. It just, they're heavy boards. No way. How did you get out? Nope. You're not coming over here because you run away every time. Nope. Oh, the back gate's open. Dad forgot the back gate's open. All right, hold on. Let me flip this around, guys. Oh, man. Get in there. You won't stay put. Go to the back gate. Nope, that gate's locked. Tango, over here. Over to the back gate where you came out, knucklehead. Come on, go in there. Get in the back. I can go anywhere. I can leave the gate open. If I stayed in the yard, that gate open, the dog's staying there with me. But for some reason, when I go over to the Rusty Dragon, this guy likes to run off. Pants will stay with me, but this guy likes to go run off and go over to Kevin's. And he doesn't go towards the road or anything, but I don't want him running off. Get in there. Load up. Thank you, Bug. Stay in the yard. See where you left the gate open, Dad. Stay in the yard. Please stay in the yard. All right. Going back over here to the Rusty Dragon for a minute. Oh my goodness, what's that say? I can't see. Yeah, oh, it's a nice day here. I've ruined so many days by just not getting out here and working, but I just don't care about this fleshy stuff, you know. It's not doing anything for me. So don't have the extra hands here to want to just keep building and making a bigger palace here when I don't have anybody to share my stuff with, and that daily struggle of, I bitch a lot about that I don't get to share my bounty with anybody, you know. I really wish there was more people out here with me, and until I can get out of here, this is as close as I can tell to the American dream, man, you know. So come in here and take a break here from the internet and go dig some holes or something. I need to probably put a fence around this building. And so my dogs can stay over here with me, and they'd stay in the yard if I had, it's just, I don't know what it is. They want to run away, just Tango when he's over here. But these boards are what I'm fretting, putting back up because they're really heavy. Well, that's kind of glitchy, but oh well. I don't have the best internet over here either. But those boards are really heavy, and I got to get, I don't know, probably 10 more rows at least till I get it complete. So get some more metal work done. That one wasn't snugging up right, so I went ahead and cut it off, and I'm going to put another spot on there or whatever. So, oh, what do we got here? Come on, somebody buy something for me today. Please, Father. No. Oh, your phone bill is due today. Oh yeah, phone bill is due today. Oh, yeah. Phone bill. So. But anyways, got to get something done today, I guess. Just going backwards here every day now. Can only take so much backwards. It bothers me when I don't get stuff done, but oh well, what can I do? Just one dude. One man out here in the desert. So. Get away from me, fly. Get away from me. Oh, more trim I need to put up there. Getting there, but I got to get this completed before I go. So we'll see. It's kind of my meat and potatoes for now. If I get this rented out, this is the money I could take down, and if I get somebody worthy to rent it in here, then I could use this as a stream of income while I'm down, hopefully, and I can get out of here soon. And next week, again, I'm thinking, can you guys hear me? They get a 5x5. So, gotta get out of that cabin, guy. That's got tear gas in it. And that's what's bothering me. I know it. It's just tear gas me out of there. So, but if I can get this done, I'm sure I can rent this out for $600 or $700, $500 or $600, and that way I could live on that in Ecuador for now, even if I leave with no money, So, there's a lot of work still to do here, but I'm close, and I'm kind of putting this off because that last time that put me down for a few days. You know what I'm saying? Doing those, I did. I was all right, but my back was pretty sore from pushing those up. They weigh, over 100 pounds at least a piece, and so pushing them up over your head and nailing them when you're holding them up, and then trying to hold the nail and still hold it up, and then nail it. But it's a lot of. It just really takes a lot out of your. So, but I don't know. I'll get it. I have 12 days or something until that court date. Wait. 9 days, I think. Oh crap, man. I'm letting too much time get by me here. So, it was on the 22nd. So, I don't know what day it is. I can't keep track of time anymore. I don't care because I live out here. Time's anything that even. So, It'd probably take me at least a couple of weeks to get out of here, but that's what I worked every day. So I'm kind of fooling myself. I already told you I'm behind. I'm behind. I got behind. Just didn't get enough done. Just don't have the motivation right now. I don't know why. I mean, I work every day for 3 or 4 hours, but I need to work 8, and I don't get anything done when I do 3 or 4. I mean, I do, but like I said, a couple more hours probably take me to get that finished up and right and tucked in and trimmed on that side up in the loft, and then I have to put the up in here. I have some more tin work to do. Probably before I want to run this. Last time I struggled to get that tin under there when I was doing this. I don't want to do that. I want to run this. I should have done that under there. I just got a little impatient because I just want to get motivated. I want to get done. I want to get out of here. I want to, whatever. It is what it is. I know Father will allow me to do whatever it is that I'm going to be able to do or not. I can only do what it is I can do. I'm not 20. I don't have the motivation anymore in my brain as I did. I could tell my body to just work and shut up and keep going for 8, 10, 12, 16, sometimes 24 plus hours a day. I could work all day and all night, not stop. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't need to take breaks or none of that stuff. I mean, eat, whatever, use the bathroom. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's fine. It's going to be whatever. I'll get the lid on it. I know I'll get the lid on it and get the door on it. And, it'll be complete before I go. It's just, I've got myself here behind. Like I said, there's just, there's a little more work to do over here and some more of a cell right here. And this cell needs finished in here. And so just the lid out here needs finished. I was going to put if I'd rented it out, I wanted to put outside there's fascia, and I wanted to put a soffit. That's what you put up underneath the roof, eave of the roof. You soffit, you put that in and box it all in. And I wanted to put a rain gutter, so it would have water ability to drip off water to. So I hear you. So I got that. So that's why I always tell myself, and I don't care. But sometimes, like I said, it gets to me because then I get behind like this, and I really want to leave on the 23rd. If you know what I'm saying, if they drop this, because I don't make any plans, I would want to not stay here another day. I mean, that would be pointless to stay. Kevin's not going with me. That's fine. He's staying here. Good. He can look after this place. This is a paradise. People can come enjoy this. He can be able to come over here if I don't rent it out. So, but ideally, it would be ideal to rent this out to somebody, even though I'd hope they wouldn't trash it, and that's what I try to get. Somebody who's a little bit older, couple maybe, and maybe they're 50s like my age that still get around in good shape and could climb up into that loft and get up there and down if they wanted to use that, not have to, have all this floor space, and maybe building a house out here, retired couple with a little dog is what I was thinking. And this wouldn't, put them out to put $500-600 out on this. Now I know it's not on the grid, but it's just not some, place until they can build theirs. It's comfortable. In here is very comfortable. Kevin lived in here for months, and he liked it. I like the feel in here because all the energy is old, all of it. How I work, everything's all old and repurposed. So there's a kind of an energy that captures in here that you feel it's real inviting and homey. And so I use all this lighter colors and did all these weird things that I don't normally do and wouldn't do for myself. I'm this guy. I'm rusty and old, and I'm this guy here. Remember what you see in the cabin? I'm this guy. Right? I'm not this guy. This isn't me. That's okay. I know people like that kind of, I remember when I brought an older couple in here and they were looking at the, she was looking in this direction. He was looking in this direction. That's why I tied a little bit of this over here. Just a lot of little extra things that were done in this building to try to make it, inviting. There's still I still wanted to put there's some in between some of these cracks. I wanted to try to run some concrete, and so we'll see. But even if I can just rent it out, kind of as is with the lid on it, I'm sure it'll pull. There's nowhere to rent out here. I know I could probably rent it in a couple of days. It wouldn't take me long to rent. You know what I'm saying? So this building has come a long way, and it's a home now. It's a home. It's a nice cabin, and couple could live in here and have a good life and have a good view and have some privacy and quiet and with a little flair, kind of weird stuff that I do. I don't try to do things tacky. I just do them the way I do them. I don't mean to. I might add a little different pizzazz how I do it. And a little different than it's done sometimes, but I do take people's ideas too and try to use what other people do and kind of use them as my own. So Heather, the lady out here that she's taken this siding and built a really nice building in the same fashion as this one here. She used it as it was like a lower, siding, and she's making a really beautiful building out of the siding and stuff. I mean, she has structure underneath it, kind of like I did with this one, but it's come a long way from it just being some rickety shed that I just bought for basically the material, because at the COVID prices, I couldn't even buy the building price for what I'd gotten in originally and moved it over here. And pretty much it was all built wrong. I mean, it ended up taking me more time to build it. I could have probably just went and bought materials, but it's okay. I like to repurpose stuff. That's what I do, trash to treasure. So now everything in here has been repurposed. The only thing in it that's not, that's new is the windows, the 4 windows that are in the building. Everything else has been used once or repurposed or somebody's going to throw away, burn, or, things like this that was going this direction. Normally this is running the other direction, right? Run horizontal, and I wanted to run it vertical to give this accent to lift this whole roof line up like that, so that I can, like even Kevin, his buildings too, they're the same, length, but mine's 2 feet narrower, and he asked me if this building was wider than his, and it's 2 feet narrower because of the way and he does have a higher ceiling. He doesn't have just a flat ceiling. It's like an arch, type ceiling, but it's because the lid's up as high as it is. It opens it up and gives that, open studio feel. And once all this stuff out of here, it doesn't feel like you're crammed in here when you have all this open area and then this lifts you up. These are pretty tall up there. Oh, hey, we put the dragon up there. Look, I didn't see that. I brought this guy over here so you guys can see brought him over to the Rusty Dragon. This is a piece of carving from wood that I've had for years. That used to be my aunt. She's not here anymore. She passed, but I left here to go take care of her for a while. But there's a bunch of these in the cabin, but that used to be in the cabin, but I figured it needs to go in here in the Rusty Dragon, right? And then another side of the heavens, a great red dragon. Because we've got the Rusty Dragon outside, so. But anyways, we put that up there. Thought I'd show you guys that. He's up there on the wall. Yeah, there's so much to be had in this town. Somebody could do this and live a dream like this guy's built. Somebody could come here to this community, get 2 cabins, she sheds or whatever, and do some of these. Just rent them out. You don't have to rent them out to somebody for $500 or $600 a month. You rent them out for $150 a night, rent them 4 times, and you already made more money than you would for renting them out for $500. Somebody trash your stuff. Nobody move in anything. They ain't moving nothing. I dry camp cabin these, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? These people come in, it would be a waterless toilet. Remember, I have my composting toilet, but that would be, if I stayed here, I wouldn't rent them out to anybody like that. I would just rent them out nightly for a couple of days, give them a better deal or something if they rent them for a couple of nights or a few nights, you know what I'm saying? But that way nobody can come in and move in and try to squat on me and, whatever I can, if I got a bad renter or something, I wouldn't rent them out. I'd rent them out nightly. You know what I'm saying? So if you had 2 or 3 or 4 of these, even if you just built them, I built all of this stuff from repurposed materials. Like I said, a lot of this stuff would have been thrown away. I mean, I've taken trash or whatever and repurposed into what I call treasure, like whatever, trash to treasure. But um, you don't have to go to Home Depot, resource things, and maybe you can buy a basic structure, but then dress it out, give it a theme. People like to go to hotel rooms and rent out theme rooms, right? Like the love room or the this room or whatever. I'm saying they have. That's not. Boy, my mind didn't go very far that order. Anyway, I took it to the hotel. Could have been a motel. All right. So, anyways, each building has a theme. Maybe your theme is a certain thing. I built the way I build. You build the way you build, but you can have different themes, and then you get 3 or 4 of them, and you rent them out for 10 nights a week or 10 nights a month, especially during the peak seasons at 150 a night, guys. And you have 3 or 4 of those buildings. They can sit back and just clean composting toilets, wipe stuff down with Clorox, the whatever, the bleach spray or whatever, and clean, make sure everything's super sanitary for the next person. They bring their own bedding. There ain't nobody know. This is BYOB. Bring your own booze or moonshine cabins. I ain't supplying about moonshine. It's about the sky view, okay? Bring your own bedding. I don't do that. The only thing I supply is the compost to go in the toilet, and eventually all of them we're going to get a skylight poked in these guys. I wanted to have a skylight, and I can. That's kind of what I did here. I want to put a skylight up in here. Eventually, I want to push a skylight back in here. So when you lay in here at night, there's a skylight, and you go outside, there's a hammock, and there would be a telescope, a really nice telescope bolted down that you can go out on an observatory, build a little observatory out there. So that would be a part of your rental. You have so you can, if you want to sleep out under the stars, sleep in here, pretty basic dry camp. And then all I got to do is clean toilet out, kick out, the composting. It's not like they're in here for my composting toilet. I let go for weeks, because I can, but I just kick it out and it's clean. There's a urine separator, so I don't have to deal with the smell, and wipe it down and move on to the next renter, and do this through my moonshine or my Skyview cabin rentals through the hip camp. I can make a living here, but I never built these for me. Remember, I never was going to do this. I built this building or got these buildings to have people come out here and live in them with me. That's why there's all this material laying next to these buildings. There's enough material sitting next to this building to build a whole nother building. I mean, I have dragged off a lot of the material to the back now because I don't want it all piled up here towards the front. I like kind of have my stuff in order. And so I keep all my piles out of sight, out of mind, in neat piles. But, there's enough here. That was the whole idea, is to bring people out here, again, with the underground thermal, geothermal living, to have a place like this. And what I would have done with this, the very first thing would have happened here, like for this building, would have been, and I could still do it still to this day because I know how to do that, was I would have dug a basement out underneath the ground and put this building on top. You know what I'm saying? So you can have this up here, but that basement under the ground that you can keep all your canned goods. You don't have to worry about things like, going, you have a hail shelter, away from the storm. You put a solid roof on it, and then you can live down there when it's here. If you don't want to burn a wood stove, you can go down in there and it's 62 degrees without the wood stove. Here, if you want to come up, burn a wood stove, but see what I'm saying? You have the ability. If it gets too cold, you just go down there. You can live above the ground if you wanted to, but not necessarily live. You come back up, you live the whole day above the ground, but when you're done at the end of the day or whatever, you go down there just like your house. And there are people have underground houses. Come on. It's not like it's, I'm not talking about living under the ground like that. Doesn't mean you live under the ground. If you went underground, you never came back, like Kobe Bryant or like Charlie Kirk. Come on, guys. So, you know what I mean? So his wife said, he's still here. He's still here. He's still here. So anyways, that's the idea. Somebody can come out here and kick their feet up, guys, and have a great living out here. I really wish some people would have bought that property. I could have got more people on Bowens. I really wish Elijah could have come out here, because Elijah would have done the same thing. You know what I mean? He would have built a couple cabins, had his building. We're going to build him a big shop. We talked about what we're going to do out here. It's so crazy. He just hates me. Don't ever want to come back here again. But anyways, somebody can make a good living out here and not struggle. And if I had had my ass in gear, I'd had all this stuff already done, guys. I wouldn't be doing this right now. I could have been so much further. I could have had all this rented out already and had that rusty butterfly done and the rusty cowboy in the back of that building on there too. But oh well, I don't let that bother me. Like I said, I used to get when I cared more about but I just don't care anymore about fleshy, worldly like possessions and things. This is the ministry's building now. Remember, this is here to serve the ministry. Now it'll help me on the road as an income, but once I get whatever, if I take a suit or something, um, and this too is what I've actually built here is these two buildings for the ministry can either house pastors if there are pastors here to share the gospel while we're here if people come here, or they could be rented out in the meantime when nobody's here. But this also allows that there is room. That's why I was building more buildings out here too with the rusty butterflies to make sure there's some kind of income for rental for whoever pastors here. They can rent out the buildings, and that income's going to go to them. So they probably won't need it because there'll be other income generated out here. But I'm saying there's just yeah, no, isn't that beautiful? Also, that's what I tell myself. It's all in God's time, I mean, can't do it. I can't. I'm not even trying. See, that's why. Do you see, do I seem like I'm in a rush? Does the world got me all tied up? Oh my God, I got to do this. And I'm so far behind, guys. Because remember, I could have had all this done with all the fences up. I have the ability to and I'd wreck myself doing it, but I'd be all right. Probably would feel a little better. Once in motion stays in motion, kind of. But thank you also for reminding me of that because it's his timing. You know what I mean? Just got to do whatever it is. He's got me in his. I'm gonna. You know what? Like I said, I'm gonna. Gotta hope I don't flip the script, and I don't think I will. That's why I'm trying to get myself ready to go. Seriously, get myself ready to go, so that way John didn't set a court date, there's a court date a month out, man. I want to go. I want to get out of here. I don't care what they do to me anymore. I mean, I should, if it's a month, see, Father just always stripping me back, but I'm making plans to go. I'm not going to do it in a rush. That's why I'm going to start thinking about it now, planning to do it now. Even if I don't rent this thing out, I don't care. I don't care if I go down there with no money. Like I told my son, I leave with nothing but the backpack on my back, son. The dogs and the wind would blow me wherever it blows me. That's where Father will be the wind in my sail, and I won't worry about where my destination is at, where I'm going to eat. The Father, bird not worries what it's in the field. Dad has it to Willie to bang a hammer, man. Be ready when you turn 18. No more, Dad. I know that I want to be with you, son, and all that, but Dad's going to need to go, man. And that's especially when he was younger. He really want to live with me a lot and stuff too. I was trying to get him ready, like, Dad's go on the road. And look, here I am, 26 years old. He's going to be here like in another month or two, and I'm still tied down to this country. So, but that's what happens when you serve other people, and that's what I'm trying to do is help him out until he can. It's all over with him. Remember, I can't do anything for him anymore. I have to do. I've done everything I can do for him. So, Father has him in his hands, no matter whether he is suffering or not suffering. It's where Father wants him. So, that's with me too. Just hard to think I might, and like I said, I just never see him again. This whole thing was so we could be together. We were doing all this to get it taken care of, and then now it's the complete opposite. So it'll work out in God's time. Like Elsa says, it'll all work. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. There's no changing what Father's already written. So I could just do it his way, or if I do it my way, I'm going to end up paying for that deeply, huh? So. Man, if I could just figure something out and get a little motivation, guys. If I could just know something. You know what I'm saying? If I could just figure one, if I could just, Elijah's dead, he's alive, he's here, just anything, something, give me anything. And I just wish I'd come to life again, but he just keeps dragging me under that water. I can't even get a breath. Not even one single breath in 15 months am I able to get even a single breath of air. He just keeps shoving me down, shoving me down, shoving me down. I mean, I see where the light's at. I know I've done this my whole life. As long as there's light, I don't. He's never shut me out completely. I mean, the light's been so dim that I've been so deep down in the darkness. I don't breathe. I can't. And I know if I breathe, I'm going to die. And I can't, and I won't, because I know I grew up in the ocean. I will die. I've been under the water, got tumbled and crashed and pounded as a kid. I'm glad that I know, like, if I breathe, I'm dead. So I see the light. The light hasn't gone out, but he's not even let me take a breath in 16 months. I've gone nothing but pulled me down under the water, and you guys will witness that. I cannot get even a breath. If I just do something just to get my head out of the water, I might, just seeing the light is one thing, but to just breathe for a minute and know that he's okay, this unknowing, like, okay, well, it'll all be okay when you get out of the water. Just don't hold this. You'll be fine. I've been here. I've been pulled under by death. Has had been on my back so far that. So, anyways, he'll let up whenever he's let up in his time, and he'll let me breathe. But it's been a long time, and so I'm hoping that he'll just let me know something, so I can get. I swear I've had more done if I just knew that, I could go, like, hey, it's something, anything with him, with my kids, man. I just don't. So it's dragging me down, and I'm trying to keep, paddling. I guess I'm not going to give up, but that's where I'm a little deeper. That's what I'm saying that I want to be. I feel like, because I know I've been here before, but sister's father pulls me down under the water all the time. And, I go years without taking a breath. I know I've been there. I don't know if you ever had that life, but some of us get that life, and that's fine. Not all of us get the same measure, but I really wish you'd just let me know something. They're alive, they're dead, they hate me. Not being able to report their bodies missing or murdered I didn't never think you'd be that cruel to me. The first time from Josephine County, and I'm like, okay, well, whatever, there's something going on there. But when I reported their bodies missing to the people that shot him, remember? And these people I have to report that shot him, grenaded me. This is where my attorney says I have to report him too. And they say I can't. And now the attorney never called me back. And it's been weeks, and this is an attorney I paid for, a lot of money. And I could, if I would have held off a minute, and I don't care like that about the money. Have you seen the price of gold or silver? I mean, I'd have enough to, remember, I don't even have the money to pay the land payment tomorrow or today. If I don't pay it today, it's not getting paid. It'll be the first time in 11 years I've missed a land payment. I'm going to miss it. I don't care. I just don't care. There's a first for everything, so it's not the end of the world. AdSense didn't pay me. Remember, the credit card got taken, all that. It's just God smashing me more, pulling me further down under the water. So, but that's that land that I was going to rent out that he was supposed to. I'm holding on to that because he was supposed to move back here. And if he moves back here someday, that's his, enough. This is enough, so. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to go there, but I don't think I'll ever see Elijah again until after I die. And that sucks, man, because to have him so close in my grips, to have him come here. He saw this building. We got inspired. There was things the rock work and stuff. He wanted to build a rock house, and kind of like Kevin, or I don't know what Kevin's doing. I talked to him in a while. So, but I know God's doing it, so I'll be all right. Just, I wish I could get some kind of, I really thought when I got that attorney, it was going to change something for me. I was going to get a breath of air. And now he's pulled me down further because I got an attorney. What the hell is up with that? That don't make any sense to me, but it's God doing it. So that's all I can hang on to. Put in faith, I wouldn't know what to do here. So I'd be lost without it. So I'm glad that I have the word, because without it, I'd probably do something stupid. Do my own will and not do his will, but I won't do that. I already would have. So I'm too deep down this rabbit hole now to go back up there. I'm not going to even try to dig stairs out of this hole that I got myself in here. So it'll all work out in the end because I'll die, and that's how that's when I'll get to breathe again. When I get to take this meat suit off and go back to who I am. But till then, I have to keep paddling, keep struggling. Don't give up, because you got to endure the end, or you won't be saved. You took a breath of air and you died. So, anyways, I don't know. Just don't feel, like I said, I have the motivation right now to even do what I should be doing, and that sucks, because as long as the dogs are fed and the chickens are fed and the birds fed and the kitties are fed and everybody's fed and I'm got food in my belly, I don't really care about this material right now. I told you I'm so bored with the material thing. So, and this whole Elijah thing is just ripping me in half every day, making it worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So that's why it's best for me to go. So hopefully I'll go. Hopefully I'm not going to make it far with the wheels that I have, but I'll get out of town at least and get on the road and figure out how to get wheels on the road. My plan was to get out of this town, get a little further out of town, and then maybe try to change the CV axle somewhere else, because I can't do it in the town here. There's just no mechanics in this town right now. So get on the road. It still drives. It just chewing up tires and stuff. So we'll see. Like I said, hopefully again that it'll get dropped. Maybe I might spend a week here, and oh man, if I can. Well, that would super motivate me. I'm saying, just even knowing if my son is alive or my daughter's alive at this point. How come nobody in her family has called me? How come Elijah's mom? I mean, I went back and talked to Elijah's stepdad, who I never wanted to talk to ever again. And I talked to him, and he hadn't seen Elijah like 8 months or something. About that time that the cops, right about that time, that after, I think it was October. It's about the timeline that he had given me. So nobody's looking for him. Just so unbelievable. We have this just teeny tiny lives that most people have such a network of people and friends and family. Why isn't nobody else looking for these people? I know they're my son, my kid, my daughter, his girlfriend. How's Adriana, my daughter's family, not looking for her? You know, um, reporting her missing, and why am I the only one? So it's weird. It's like a Twilight kind of, like I said, like I told you, it's like so. It's strange, it's just strange. Like I told you, it feels surreal, kind of a Twilight Zone kind of a feeling, like nothing's happening, and I just keep going backwards. And every time I try to help them, I get either thrown in jail or, whatever, assaulted or lose, go backwards. It kind of reminds me of the battle that I had with my son. I 8 years that every time I get an emergency order because his mom was just doing things with him, letting him see things he shouldn't be seeing, bringing him around things. And not that I wanted to fight with his mom, I just didn't want him to have around things he shouldn't be around as a child. She's showing him adult things and doing adult things. I'll just leave it at that. So, but it took 8 years, and then finally, not even with an attorney, it took Elijah going and sitting down with a judge to say, hey, this kid is not making this up. You're saying the dad is, and coaxing him to say these. It's quite the opposite. A child can't articulate what he's saying. This child, and then reverse custody. But it took me 8 years, of hundreds of thousands of dollars before he even let me breathe in that case. So there's years. I told you he can go here. That was 8 solid years, and I don't know how many attorneys that I went through. It's like this. Now this is my third attorney. You heard their attorneys threatening to throw me in jail because they won't do anything. Now I paid an attorney. He ain't even done anything. Can you imagine that, Elsa? Remember? I'm getting harassed by the judge, right? That I'm not doing. I'm trying to micromanage my attorney, and that I'm trying to, and they're not, because they're not doing anything. And now I paid an attorney, and he's not doing anything. So
I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. And once again, I appreciate you guys always you being there. I mean, I don't even know how you could write a movie about it. You know, I'm threatened by a judge and I'm micromanaging these attorneys for not doing anything. I pay for one and now he's not doing anything. I got a court date in 1 week, guys, basically. 1 week. And I haven't heard no investigator calling me, no nothing, no questioning about the case, no nothing. No nothing. I know that. I mean, I should have just taken the fucking money and left the country, man. What a waste. You know how much that gold would be worth right now and silver would be worth right now? If I had the gold and silver from Marshall, the money he didn't, how about all the gold my brother, or my, that didn't have gold and all the silver he stole from me? My own brother is a millionaire, just. Boy, father sure has a way of beating the snot out of me. So I don't know where to go anywhere in my life. I can't go anywhere. I build ship. Remember why I build anything? Nobody's coming anyways. I might not even get out of the damn country. Might all be in vain. There might not be anybody to come here and rent in the next week. They might lock this country full lockdown. We're only one vent away from, one solar flare, one terrorist act, domestic terrorist act, from full lockdown. I wouldn't even got out of the country anyways. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't tripping. It's God's deal. So I just thanks for being a witness, guys, because I feel like like I said, I don't know how this happens to me. I don't know what I did in my life. I mean, I know I'm a veteran and I know I've made mistakes in the past. We've all made mistakes. I ain't doing those things anymore. You know, look at I'm not saying I'm perfect and I cursed and I didn't until the SWAT raid, right? And maybe a little bit off the stream, but I was trying to curve that too. I really was. I was doing so good because I used to curse a lot. I got away with, oh, I'm a veteran and I can do that because I'm a veteran and it's my First Amendment. No, I said, no, they don't need to do that anymore, Tracy. It actually started sounding very foul and don't even sound foul to me anymore. It doesn't because I'm just whatever. So I apologize and trying to do the best I can. And like I said, I feel like I told you, if I just got out of this country, it would just give me some stress relief here, I feel so stupid that my son told me to leave and now I didn't leave. And if I'd have listened to him, instead of jumping in front of this trying to help him out, I might have got him killed. So I could have the hands when I face Father that, no, you didn't listen to me. You should have just left when he told you to leave and go. You wanted to serve the ministry. You kept serving him. You didn't listen to him. And so now you're responsible for his death. Remember, you told Marshall that I'm going to talk to my daughter one day, Marshall, and this case going to get dropped. You said you had the silver the whole time. Now you're saying he has it or she has it. I'm just going to take my dog and go. Remember? And that might have been the motive he needed to kidnap her, unbeknown to me. So there I might be more responsible for both of my children's death, unbeknown to me, because I'm trying to help them out. Remember, every time I try to help them out, I get assaulted like them. They get assaulted. This is crazy. This world might be a lot better off without me if you think about it, or they might be. They might still be alive. Wasn't for me trying to jump in and help them, Maybe there wouldn't have been a SWAT raid. Remember, I'm the told one not to stop the car. So one gonna let them get him here, one gonna let them get him out in front of the house or whatever. That's stupid. So, but it is what it is. I'm gonna have to live with it. So I have to live with that every day. Yep, my son's dead body laying in Josephine County, Oregon. I can't even go find him. Or I know where he's at, but I can't go look for him or it'll get me killed. Same thing with my daughter. I'm not dealing with nice people. I'm dealing with some obviously nasty people. When the lawyer can't get the cop call, the CAD call from the cops, when they won't give the attorney the call, there's definitely some dirty work going on there, I would think, wouldn't you? Something's smelling a little fishy in here. So, you know, oh my gosh. Oh, they'll just send a judge from the same county. And then remember when I report him, he says I'm nutty for reporting my son murdered in his county. And he didn't even tell me he was from that county. So, well, that smells a little fishy too. You know what I'm saying? Uh, You ain't got to tell me nothing, man. You need to understand what the hell you gonna come in and teach the teacher. I'm a pastor. I understand the word. You better define the words before you're gonna come in here. He creates Isaiah 45:7. He created these evil men to grenade my son and daughter, grenade me to the face. These evil men like Marshall to do whatever the hell he's done. I'm not tripping. Ain't telling anything that I already know, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the word putting the word on me, but you need to understand that. I know that. God creates all things. No free will. No thing is such thing as luck. And that's no luck. No free will. No chance. You have to endure to the end to be saved. So I got to go through all this no matter what. You have to endure to the end. Sozo, Greek word S-O-Z-O, carried, picked up, lifted from a beginning point to an ending point. So he will make all this right whenever who wronged me. He will right. He will cause me pain. Whoever did, he will heal me in the end. So nope, don't get the healing until I'm in. Don't get the salvation, the forgiveness to sin until I die. Got to endure to the end to be saved. Die to be saved. Could be redeemed and picked up as purchased because he created all things from the foundation of the world. Vessels of wrath and vessels of mercy. Goats and sheep. There's shepherds, but that's okay. Thanks for putting the word on me. But he said that in the book of Jeremiah. Remember, I knew you before you were in the womb. I set you aside as my prophet. I knew I loved Jacob, who I gave the kingdom and loved and the inheritance called Israel, and I hated Esau, who stole his inheritance from his brother Moloch before either were born or done anything on this earth. Rock that you walk, these leader. Oh, well, you're not on the earth, are you? But thanks for putting the word on me. Glad I know that. Otherwise, I'd probably be going out and seeking vengeance and going and don't bless people. I don't have a demon. I won't be less. So I'm trying to get that over my vocabulary, but it's all right. So they used to think, well, who sneezed had a demon. That's why they blessed them. So they thought they had this porthole opening up and the demon was getting inside of them. So have abundance, go thrive, put away extra oil, be girded in his service. I hope this world hates you. I do. I hope this whole world hates you. Everybody in this world, the earth. I hope the whole earth hates you. Thanks for coming in. So it'll work out. I know in the end it'll work out because God, there's nothing that's happening by chance. So I'm glad I have that, what they said. It's a good reminder. There's nothing wrong with what they said. It's perfectly 100% ality, and you know how we are in here. So I don't understand. I overstand. You understand that? Never. Words are pretty important, but thanks for your words. Thanks for Father's words. Thanks for putting Father's words on me. That's what I ask people to do in here. Iron sharpens iron. Damn, somebody's listening. Our Father sent him in here. Remember, if I didn't call out the hearts to seek after me, and he tells us to do this, don't boast because you know, but if you don't go share that. So, see, Father made him do it. Father made him do it. Don't take the credit for it. You're an idolatry. Go telling people you're doing it, then you're a demon. So, see how simple that is? Okay, goodbye. No, that's how it works. You can't change a jot or a tittle. So I'm glad I have that, guys. Can you imagine what I'd be going through if I didn't have any faith? I'd be struggling right now, guys. I think I'd have gone crazy. My son and daughter, I know where my son and daughter's dead or missing bodies are at, and I can't go get them, and I can't report their bodies missing. That'll drive a man insane. Put you in a padded rubber room, in my own head. So it is what it is, what it is, what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you're not trying to be Charlie Kirk, one of those PDF supporters in here. Call Nepal Freedom for the World. Nepal, what's that all about? I want Nepal to be an awesome place to go, guys. You ever looked at Nepal? That's a good place for people in America, guys. You're looking at a place to go. Oh, yeah. Are we doing a stream on that? We should do a stream on that, huh? That's what we're doing. What do we got for percentage here? Come on. Oh, yeah, that's sorry, I thought somebody hit me up. That was the Verizon bill. But, oh, pardon me. I hope you're not trying to be that PDF supporter. Oh, pardon me. Terrible. I was sick. Because I don't do none of that in here. We already know that's a big scam. Even his wife said he's still alive. Still here. So don't come in here trying to bot me. I think there's bots sending out this Captain Kirk nonsense, brothers. I really do. It's insane how much has been flooded to this channel. So, oh, yeah, see, just a bot program like a bot. Told you, man. It's crazy how much attention. They only give you what they want you to see. They don't want you to see it. You know why they call it the lamestream Mockingbird, Operation Mockingbird Media, right? For a reason. Parodying the same narrative, so. Yeah, no, I know they are, Elsa. I do. I know that now. And they do that for all of us now. I try to explain that, you know what I'm saying? But, so it is what it is. You know, you're not going to change what Father's written. So he created all this evil for a reason, and you ain't even begun to see the evil you're about to see on this rock, brothers and sisters. You're going to see robot evil, like massacring of men because they're too stupid to think that a robot's alive and has feelings. Johnny Five, alive. Remember? Number 5 alive. I'm standing here beside myself. I am sporting a very tremendous Woody. I watched that when I was younger. I threw my TV away in the 90s, but I remember watching that. You know, Terminator. I'll be back. Yep. Like Sarah Connor or John Connor, like JC, Jesus Christ. Whatever, man. They put it in the television, ET phone home. They're telling you what they're going to do, man. At the tone, the time will be. You got to go old school on this stuff, man. You got to have your roots deep down in the dirt. Deep down in the earth, let me put me the ganja. Babylon come. This is the ganja, 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 ganja. I want to call it that, call it Sensimilia. Oh, my bad. I want to call it that, call it marijuana. I want to call it that, call it indica. I'm a farmer. Deep down in the earth, let me put me ganja. All right, apparently, but on an upside down pyramid. Uh-oh, as above, so is below. We got the triangles. Remember, that's the Star of David. You know, they're fake, you know, whatever. No, that Israel flag. They love to do it. Be as esteemed as the potter's clay. Turn their works upside down, brothers and sisters. It's right in front of your face. Gemini, as is above, so is below. They love doing these things. I already told you. That's what this channel is all about. We decode all these demonic. No, weed. I don't do weed. Weed. No, I don't roll blunts. I only use medicinal cannabis. So weeds for a derogatory thing, although it is grows in a very extreme and temperate climates. It's medicine, and it's I don't use tobacco unless I can roll or grow my own. So haven't smoked any tobacco in 15 years, but I puff on me some cannabis on the daily because it helps when I need it for the. But a medicinal cannabis grower is a grower patient under the Oregon medical marijuana. There's not a derogatory term for cannabis program. It says that I, as a patient, well, I would be the doctor, and it says prescribe as needed, so I would prescribe as needed. So I guess that's some type of help with use. So works for me because of my nerve issues and stuff. But remember, I don't do narcotics. I don't, fucking drug addicts everywhere I go. There's people taking fucking drugs. You guys are all a bunch of drug addicts in here. Every one of you are a drug addict. Fuck off, you fucking drug addicts. Every one of you. I don't do drugs. I use cannabis. Cannabis never killed anybody. You all eat sugar, and sugar's a drug. I don't want to hear it. You're hooked on it like phonics. You know it. You eat sugar. Don't tell me you don't eat sugar. You do. You're a drug addict. So get out of here. No, you don't have to leave. But you are. You're eating drugs, sugar. So there's all kinds of them. But remember, I like cannabis because, again, it doesn't hurt my body. It doesn't give me the massive side effects. So, well, that's okay. You probably, a lot of people got jabbed. I don't care what you do. Don't put anything vile in here. I don't push them on anybody else. It's not what goes in a man that defiles a man. It's what comes out of a man, right? So, oh, we got one of these lefties. Oh, wait, remember Mr. Righty, Mr. Captain Kirk leaning a little too far to the right. Then, oh, next thing you know, he's leaning to the left. Get out of here, Will. You're a child. I know how a bunch of drug addicts people say, oh, don't do drugs. Well, you eat sugar, you idiot. So stop pushing drugs on people. I'll start pushing drugs back on you. You're lefty. Oh, well, you play left field. I don't do any sides of the team. Just push it on anybody. So I don't care what you do. Honestly, vessels of wrath, vessels of mercy. I don't sell with vipers. If you don't act like a viper, I won't. We've all done iniquity, left or right. Demonic behavior, acting like a Satanist, been a Nephilim, all that. So None of us, we all fall short of the word. So, well, it wouldn't be cool to everybody. You're not supposed to sup with vipers. I mean, show them to the light. That's cool, right? The light, show them to the fire. Stop being so cool. It means nice. Don't be nice. It means to be stupid. So don't be stupid. So you're an atheist? Oh, well, don't be sorry. I'm not sorry for anything. So God's not in the sky. I know many people who know the word that know the word a lot better than religious idiots that are call themselves religious that are atheists. My son came to me and told me that when he was like 10 years old. He's like, Dad, why do I talk to atheists? They know more about the word, like what we talk about, than Christians and stuff. I said, because they know that the Father doesn't dwell in temples made by hands. They know he's not at church, son, so they just hide behind the label atheist. They're not supposed to deny Father. And you deny me in front of your friends and your family, I'll deny you, in front of my Father. But hey, at least they're not going to church getting programmed by a bunch of Satanists, Elijah. He's like, oh, okay, and he knew that at like 10, 11 years old. He came to me, Dad, when I go talk to people about the word, why do atheists know more of these Christians? They don't want to talk about nothing. Let's get a lollipop in their mouth, son. So, well, that's all I'm saying, guys. You know what I'm saying? Now, my son figured that out at like 11 years old. He did, because he loves sharing the word. He don't know it's not no religion. He don't know the Most High don't dwell in temples that we have hands. He knows I'm just his dad. I'm not his father. I'm not the creator. I'm his maker. There's a difference between a maker. I had to tell that his mom, shut up, lady. You're putting bad stuff in his head, telling him that there's no God and all that. You just made him. You were an oven. And you know what? I was the donor, and you just held the donation. Father created him, so stop trying to sit there and put that nonsense in his head. You're just a maker. Stop trying to think that you're above him and like you got something over him. Stop treating him like that. You're not. I know you're your mom, but you're a maker. You're not giving any respect to his creator. So, okay, well, whatever. I rebuke all Christians or Satanists, and I don't have any labels. But Christ wasn't a Christian. Remember, he was a Hebrew Israelite, and they were killing Christians at the time of Christ. But, anyways, I don't do any organized religion. They're all Satanists. They don't study the word. If you hang out in this chat, you know that. So I don't do organized. None of them. I love the word. I'm in love with the word. The word is amazing. And it's just what we're talking about in here. Faith is the only reason I'm in here. Endure to the end to be saved. So he only saved me because I already been bought and paid and purchased for. I'm a purchased possession. I'm destined. I'm not bound by the law, fate, the flesh. So I don't do religion. I rebuke people who do religion. They're idiots. I make them look foolish. Biblical scholars we got coming there the other day. Oh, I'm a biblical scholar. Well, let's see if you know the gospel. So most of them can't share the gospel. That's all you need to know is the gospel. The gospel is simple. He doesn't dwell in temples made by hands. He is within the body of Christ, and that's a threat to the church. They hate that then, and they hate it now because they want you to go to these religious churchy, and he doesn't dwell. Remember, where there are 2 or 3 gathered in his covenant with all the words, not named Jesus, not named God, not that's with under this covenant, there I will be. So if he's written on your hearts, he destroyed the physical temple. That's his promise. He'll never leave you, whether you like it or not. He's inside you and he sees everything you're doing. So you don't have to worry about eyes in the sky. So the government, I don't care if they're watching. They're watching. They're always watching. They're watching. You see what I'm saying? Probably not. So, oh, you feeling a little red eye to go? Are you red eye? They get watered down. They do. They get watered down. Waters them down. Religion makes them dumb, 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 dumb. Remember, I call them lollipop Christians. Remember? How many licks does it take to get to the center? Oh, never mind. Lick like a lollipop. They're making me want to lick the wrapper. We're going to blow the house down with smoke. All right, what are we doing for battery? Why am I not trying to get out of America and I'm sitting here just teaching the whole time? Because that's what Father makes me do. It's okay. I don't care. There's nothing. There's nothing in this world for me. Oh, man. I think I might have some cabbage for lunch. I made cabbage yesterday and it was off the chain. I love cabbage all of a sudden. I was just thinking this thing for cabbage. I want to try this. I've never done this. It's just a recipe in my head. You tell me if this sounds good. I have some single cow burger, right? Not 1,000 million slime, whatever that pig slime nonsense. So I was thinking about making some burger and doing it not like a ground, but just making it a little more like a chuck, pieces of larger. Making the cabbage, making it I did with butter. It was so off the chain with butter and like garlic, whatever, right? So, but I was thinking about taking that burger, right? Cooking it, getting it all cooked, maybe some garlic, some beef bouillon or something like pepper on it, right? Just get it base burger flavor, like steak kind of flavor. And then make that cabbage, but then go back and take that meat and cook it in mustard. Not a lot, but cook it with some mustard and then put that in with the cabbage. What do you think, guys? Kind of a weird, I don't know where I came up with this, but the other day I wanted to do this. So does that sound good? Because I don't know where this been on this mustard kick too, everywhere, but cook the meat first, brown it, get it cook in a pan. I go barbecue it this time, but just cook it in a pan, get it brown, chucks good, good meat, and kind of make it more and larger, not meatballs, but chop it up and make it so it's larger pieces, not like ground beef, but so, and then put mustard, straight mustard. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of makes a coat, like a glaze on the beef, the ground beef, and then throw that back in with that cabbage. So that cabbage and the mustard, that'd be good together, man. Like, I've been wanting to do it. I think I'm gonna make that for lunch. I think that sounds off the chain to me. I don't know why. So I think I'm gonna go in there and start that right now. I mean, well, whatever. I'm weirdo with it. All right. Anyway, so I got to get this cabin done sooner or later, guys, but I'll get her done. I guess it doesn't matter. All in Father's timing. Oh, let me go grab the coat, man. This desert gets cold at night, and the first part of the day, and then hot during the day. It's pretty nice. I love that ability to. I know that's not going to be the same way in Ecuador when I get there. I'm going to miss that high desert because I'm a scorpizzo, and I like the ability for my body to cool off at night, not be hot overnight when the temperature comes down. So there's the dragon up there inside the rusty dragon. And then another side of the heavens, a great red dragon. We're at the rusty dragon here. So there's the dragon, one of the. That's just something off the top of my head, Elsa. So I love to cook, man. Elsa, I hope someday to sit down with you and your husband and your kids and cook a meal with you. Maybe you can sup with me. You're not supposed to sup with vipers, right? I mean, really, you're not supposed to sit down and break bread with people that are vipers, right? You're supposed to show them to the narrow way and let them go, So, but it'd be a blessing one day to sit down with you and your husband and the kids and eat a dinner with you, man. With the kids, cook you something, make something for you guys. Take me to the market, go pick up some fresh ingredients, So I'd love to. Normally in a relationship, I don't let my wife cook very much, that last girl that I was with, I don't think she cooked once or twice. And that other girl that I was with, because I've only been with 2 women in the last, 15 years, whatever. I think she cooked twice. So I do all the cooking in my house. And I normally do all the dishes too. I do the dishes and the cooking. I like to do the dishes, especially if I got running water. It's easy to do. I don't like to do dishes when I don't have running water. But so I do the cooking and the cleaning in my house. Most of the dishes, the kitchen's mine. I take over the kitchen. I don't know what it is about the kitchen. So anybody's like, oh, that's all right. Well, hey, if you just want to, if you just want to cook, I love your tacos. I love your. They normally just go for it. Don't give me too much of a hard time. But I always tell them you can cook. They're like, well, no, if you don't want to cook. So, you know what? I like to do that too. Because a lot of the times that doesn't take that. It takes that arguing. It takes that arguing out. Like, what? Hey, I see you. I hear you. I love you. What are you saying hi to Dad? I know. I wasn't even gone that long. You already missed the dad. Inside they go. So. Oh. Let's get you back on the charger here, but you know, a lot of times couples fight over what to eat. And that's crazy. I know that sounds silly. And it is. I mean, it's not always easy to pick out groceries or whatever, and sometimes eat out too. I know that sounds kind of, oh man. That darn. Come on. Stream, catch up with yourself here. But I don't know if that makes sense. If you ever heard that, come on, phone, plug in. Did it not charge? Oh no, I'm gonna have to end the stream. Why does it not charge sometimes? It's so weird. It does it on its own. All I have to do is reset the phone and it'll charge. Come on. All right, well, I'm about to end the stream, brothers and sisters, because for some reason, it does it just randomly. No, nothing with the port. No, nothing. It's done it actually probably about the second or third day I got it. Brand new. It did it. And I'm like, well, that's random. And it's just done it ever since. So I'm not getting any charge here. Why not? And it isn't. All I have to do is just reset the phone and it does it. So, but yeah, anyways, so I don't mind, honestly. No, it's not. I've already done it. It's just the phone. It's not the cord. I bought brand new cords. It's just the phone does it randomly. Not the ports, not anything. I've gone. I shouldn't even mention it to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody thinks, you know, and it's a phone. It's weird. It's ever since, you know, it's the last 4G phone that Verizon had. So it's kind of older technology. So probably just not the best phone in the world. And it's all right. It's an A10 Samsung. That thing's pretty old. So, but yeah, like I said, I like to, I don't mind cooking when I'm in a, you know, if I have a spousal relationship, you know, it's normally a lot of the times I do see couples fighting over what to eat, you know, and then sometimes like if a woman is anemic or something like that, and you're arguing about food and she's hungry, she just you put something in her face, she'll probably be okay, but she'll get a little, and guys can get a little grumpy too because they don't eat. But I find women that are like that too. They're anemic, low iron, things like this, you know, or whatever. And if you'll just feed them, you know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah. Um, that couples fight about that a lot over who cooks and what they're going to eat. And by me cooking all the time, and I don't have any problem picking out what I'm going to eat. If I eat out, I don't eat out too often, you know. It just takes a lot of that out of it. So I've had people ask me, like, why do you do all the cooking, man? It's just easier that way, you know. That way I can do the dishes too, and you can just sit down and relax and stack at the end. And I generally ask everybody who in my household after I've served you once that you're now part of the family. Now you got to rinse your plate. You don't have to do the dishes at this house, but you do need to rinse your plate when you're done. We won't pick it up for you anymore. The first time, if they're going to be there, like they're going to be there 3 days, the first time you go, all right, take care of washing the dishes in the house, but you do need to rinse your plate off and sit on the counter, go relax, and you know, because that way when I'm done cooking, I want to do a big pile of dishes. I want to sit down, relax, and kind of stew in my food, if that makes sense, you know. So I got a weird way of doing things. I'm a veteran, so kind of have an orderly, a cosmos and orderly arrangements of doing things. But it does take a lot of the stress off of a relationship. A lot of the times, for me, it doesn't, and I don't mind cooking. It doesn't bother me at all. I've been a cook for many. I did it, you know, I was younger, and
have worked and managed to 5-star. Pastor Revelation, Pastor Apocalypse. I'm gonna go eat some lunch. Good day, guys. Much agape. Whoa.